Morning, friends. Cheers. So this morning I read Acts 14, and Paul and Barnabas went to Iconium and basically got run off there, and then they go to Lystra, may not be saying that right, and Paul sees a man that cannot walk, and so he heals him, and everybody in the town starts thinking that Paul and Barnabas are Zeus and Hermes. So then they start worshiping Zeus and Hermes, and the priest of Zeus, they all start trying to take sacrifices to the temple of Zeus and sacrifice to Paul and Barnabas because they think they're Zeus and Hermes. When Paul and Barnabas find out about this, they come out and they're like, no, that's not what this is about. And they explain themselves and explain that it says, men, why are you doing these things? We also are men of nature with you, and we bring you good news that you should turn from these vain things to a living God who made the heaven and the earth and the sea and all that is in them. And so basically what winds up happening is Jews from Antioch and Iconium find out about all this, and they persuade the crowds that Paul needs to be stoned, and they stone Paul and drag him out of the city and think that he's dead. And the disciples come and gather around him, and he's not dead. He gets up and goes back into the city or whatever. So then it goes on to say that Paul and Barnabas wind up going back to Lystra and back through Iconium, strengthening the souls of the disciples, the ones that have been saved, and encouraging them to continue in the faith. But they're building churches as they go throughout these places. So they're traveling to all kinds of different places, and they're trying to build up Christians. They're trying to build followers of Jesus, and they're building these churches. And so it says, strengthening the souls of the disciples, encouraging them to continue in the faith, and saying that through many tribulations we must enter the kingdom of God. And when they had appointed elders for them in every church with prayer and fasting, they committed them to the Lord in whom they have believed. Which just means that the early Christian leaders entrusted new believers to God's care and guidance. They had so much faith in God that they believed that God would guide them, would strengthen the church, and would take care of things. And so it goes on, and Paul and Barnabas wind up returning to Antioch in Syria by the time chapter 14 ends. And then chapter 15 tomorrow, we're going to be continuing to go on and see what happens with Paul and Barnabas as they continue their journey of creating disciples and creating churches. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. It's Friday. See you guys later.